Hello, beloved audience, and welcome to the first episode of this podcast called From the Shelf. I am one of your three hosts. I am Annalise, and with me are my two older brothers. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Frankie. Nice to meet you.
This is Anthony.
I love how you say beloved audience if we know if anybody's watching, but you know.
Yeah, we have no audience yet.
You mean listening?
Listen. People watch with their eyes, and they can sometimes listen with their eyes if they're deaf, okay? Don't discriminate against our blind and deaf audiences, okay?
Hey, I'm not discriminating against anybody.
Can't the blind people see with their ears?
They can't even see what's going on.
Anyway, today, on our first ever episode, we're going to talk about Frankie's chosen movie, Jurassic Park. But before we get into that, I would like to explain a little bit the format of what's going to be going on here. So for our first 3 episodes, we're going to each choose a movie. Since Frankie is the oldest, he got to choose first, and he chose, obviously, Jurassic Park. Next episode is going to be Anthony's choice. And then the third episode is going to be my choice. But after that, at the end of my episode, we're going to be spinning from a wheel to see who gets to choose for the next episode going forward.
I'm going to make an assumption. It's going to land on Annalise for 3 times in a row.
Oh,
no,
Christ.
Nah. Who knows?
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Oh, boy. Well, off to a great start here, ladies and gentlemen. But,
Gentlemen.
So, Jurassic Park was originally released, and I believe April of 93. I think it was April. It was based on the book by Michael Crichton of the same title, and it was directed by Steven Spielberg. Yeah. It came out June 11th, 1993. And when it was first released in 1993, it became the #1 highest grossing movie of all time. Held that for 4 years until Titanic came out. So, fuck you, Titanic.
Don't put disrespect on Celine Dion's name.
I actually like that movie, but
I don't really. That movie's problematic.
So
well, we're not here to talk about Titanic.
We should talk about Titanic in the future.
Anyway, off track. I was about 8 months, maybe 10 months old when this movie came out. These two weren't even born yet, and I obviously don't have memory of it because the first movie I saw in the theater was like Muppet Treasure Island or something. But
I was a zygote at the time.
Great movie.
But I watched this movie countless times growing up because I was obsessed with dinosaurs. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers used to be my jam, and
especially because of this movie, we have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So
actually, yeah. This movie was a game changer for the film industry in a lot of ways. It was the first movie since, I want to say, Terminator 2, and even more so than Terminator 2, to have full use of CGI for certain things. Like, you had full-made creatures out of CGI in this movie, something that was never really attempted before.
I want to make a comment how most of the CGI in this movie still kind of holds up.
It does.
I would say all of it except for one scene. Well,
but
maybe
even
2. Actually, 2. Yeah, I'm going to say 2.
Even then, though, it's not all CG. There are scenes where you have like an animatronic T-Rex eyeball just looking at them in the car.
No, there was the T-Rex is an animatronic. They made a huge animatronic.
Oh, there's CG of the T-Rex too.
Yeah, there is. But I think that's why the CG looks so good to the people's eyes, because they just keep changing between an animatronic and CGI. So it messes with people's eyes, and they're like, "Oh, that looks great."
That's a real dinosaur.
It's a dinosaur.
The movie stars. Let me look at the cast list. I can't remember.
Jeff Goldblum.
And Sam Neill. It stars Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum. Those are your three mains.
And Sam Neill is doing his best to hide his New Zealand accent.
He's trying. He is trying.
Hasn't quite perfected the American accent yet.
Yeah, so they play Dr. Alan Grant, Dr. Ellie Sadler, and Dr. Ian Malcolm. Ian Malcolm is just one of the best supporting characters ever. Fight me.
I love him.
For God's sakes.
The two mains are actually compelling characters in their own right, though. They don't just feel like, random people thrown into a world of dinosaurs. Like, you actually care about them.
Well, let's just be real. They're actual people.
Yeah. Yeah,
This could have gone so horribly south.
No,
in a film like this.
All the actors in the movie actually do a very good job, especially Jeff Goldblum.
Well, I could be I could be wrong here, but aren't like the characters like kind of different than how they are portrayed in the book?
The book and the movie are almost nothing alike.
Yeah,
I've never
especially
read the
with
book.
the John Hammond character, that is completely different.
Yeah, John Hammond's one of the main villains of the book.
Which is not surprising considering the material of the movie.
I mean, you can kind of still see glimpses of that in the movie.
Well, in the movie, he's not
I don't
really
know
a. In the movie, he's not. Go ahead.
I said I don't know if it's intentional or just coincidence, but you do kind of see shades of him being he cares about the park only.
No, he clearly does. He clearly cares about other people in this movie.
Oh, absolutely. He makes a point in the film. Like, as soon as it all goes down, he's like, yeah, get my grandkids back here.
One scene I kind of see, I don't want to necessarily say the villain aspect of him, but when he's sitting down in the dining hall with Sattler, you can kind of see that poke through a little bit because he tries to give his reasoning as to why he created the park. But I mean, maybe that's just me, but I could kind of see that poking through a little bit.
Well, that's more. I always took that more as he was proud of his work, and he was kind of defensive about it being rejected. But then when he saw it went wrong, he saw the error of his ways and tried to redeem himself.
Yeah,
that's
I just saw that scene as him just incomplete, and I was like, oh, I can get this back on track. This is fine. This is fine.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, buddy.
No.
Nice try. But the
you
movie,
tried, but pack it up.
The movie actually starts like it goes straight to the point. Like you see this cage, and you don't really see it, but you hear it.
Quick side note before you get into that: if you haven't seen Jurassic Park by now, what are you doing?
It came out.
You live a sad existence, if that's the case.
Oh my God, this movie's 30 years old next year.
Good God.
Oh my God. Wow. I feel like I just went to the 20th anniversary re-release. But
wow. I wonder if they'll do a 30th anniversary. They gotta.
I hope so.
They gotta. It's 30 years of Jurassic Park. It's arguably there, and you can make the statement it's Spielberg's best film.
It's up there.
It's definitely up there.
That and like E.T.
I don't like E.T.
Well, you're wrong.
I have never seen E.T.
That's a topic for a different day.
Boring. I don't outright hate it like I do Close Encounters.
Okay, you know what? I'm not fighting you on this. This is the wrong video for that. You're just wrong. Anyway, so the movie starts like immediately. You have this cage, right? And you see this dude get like dragged into it. Or these couple dudes get dragged into it. So
I thought it was one dude.
Was it one or was it two? I don't know.
It's one.
I think it was just one.
Because the Australian man tries to hold him.
Shoot!
Exactly. Man's crooked teeth.
So then we get a
yellow
cut,
teeth.
And then it cuts a little bit to see this like snobby lawyer guy trying to find Alan Grant.
Oh God!
He's just kind of floating on. Like, okay, did someone just send him a trip to this dig site to meet the police officer from Do the Right Thing? Like, what is going on here?
He's a digger.
No, that's Grant.
That's what's going on here.
I'm sorry, I'm just expecting this guy to be in charge of some other asshole choking Radio Raheem.
So then we cut a little bit away to another site where you see Alan Grant, Dr. Sadler. They're working. They're paleontologists.
I want to say about this dig site. So I used to want to be an archaeologist, and I was going that way to study in college. I'm currently in college, and I was going that way to study for a long time. Dig sites, they are not that easy to just wipe away dust with a little brush, okay?
Listen, Annalise, we're already in a movie where dinosaurs exist from frog DNA. Okay? Reality's been thrown out the window.
Where's the fun in that?
They're digging, and Alan Grant scares the piss out of this little kid.
No,
that poor
let's
kid.
talk about this computer thing. It's not even a computer. It's a television screen and a keyboard with a cardboard box cut out, like, I guess, protected from dust.
Don't worry about that.
Oh, the 90s.
We see this helicopter fly by, ruins their dig.
Oh, you just skipped the entire scene with the kid. The random kid that's at the dig
kid's
site.
not important.
He's not important. Alan Grant scared him, and then
But
he
they're
tells
right.
That kid grew up to be the guy from Jurassic World. I forget the actor, Chris Pratt. That is a fan theory.
Oh, Jesus.
Even though it's entirely not true.
Jesus Christ.
You had an opportunity right there, man. Right there. You could have pulled a Spider-Man and Iron Man 2, but they didn't.
I don't know if the timelines would have been right.
Who knows?
It's Jurassic World. Time and reality have gone bye-bye.
But so a helicopter shows up and ruins their dig, and Alan Grant goes to confront whoever did it. He's like, hey, we were saving that, because he pops their champagne. He's like, for this moment, I'm sure.
They're interrupted by Santa Claus. Santa Claus has showed up.
It does look like Santa.
This is John Hammond, and he tells them that they're the two best in their field, and he wants their opinion.
I have a hard time believing that.
For the story, it works.
It's Alan Grant.
So they he wants their opinion on a theme park he's working on. And he says, "You show up, I'll fund your dig for the next 3 years." And they're like, "Okay, cool,
money."
So they go to this island where you meet Ian Malcolm, who's a chaos theorist.
I just want to point out, it's very nice of Spielberg to color code each character.
Yeah, they're Power Rangers, basically.
They're pretty much Power Rangers. But I also have an issue with, I have little issues with Jeff Goldblum. How the hell is this man wearing leather in Costa Rica?
Because that's chaos theory. That's chaos.
Everyone else is dressed in like cargo, very loose-fitting, cotton clothes, and this asshole's wearing leather.
At least he didn't turn into a fly in this movie.
That man is going to be chasing by the end of this day.
I mean, that's probably the least. That's the least of his worries at the end of this movie.
Listen,
the lawyer brought a rock star.
Regardless, yeah, dinosaurs are loose, but god damn, I can't walk.
Also,
I bring scientists. You bring a rock star.
Also, he's an expert in math. Why is he there?
Why is he there?
Because Jeff Goldblum needed to be in this movie.
No, because the blood-sucking lawyer decided he's a scientist.
But
yeah,
so they
specializes in math.
So they land and they get into this vehicle and drive away, and then Dr. Sadler just looks in the distance and there's this Brachiosaurus. And you every time you watch this movie, any one of you, you're just like, welcome to Jurassic Park is just
I have something to say about this. When they're right next to the Brachiosaurus or whatever it is, and it goes back on its hind legs, once it comes back down, those three are on their ass. Or they should be, because if it shakes the ground that much, you're down.
Annalise, we have a movie about dinosaurs existing in the 90s, okay? Like, the reality is just thrown out the window.
Listen, if they're going to make such a big deal about the T-Rex, like, echolocation.
Echolocation for the T-Rex?
Yeah.
The T-Rex has sonar.
Yeah, no, if they're going to make that big of a deal of knowing how far away the T-Rex is by the vibrations of its steps, then why is this thrown out the window at the beginning with the Brachiosaurus?
Because
Shut up, that's why.
That looks really good.
Yeah, because you're welcome to Jurassic Park.
Yep.
This is also one of the two scenes that the CGI doesn't have an aged as well. It still looks really good, but it's definitely aged.
I mean, it's no Thanos from Infinity War, that's for sure.
But even then, that's not that great CGI because Marvel works its CGI workers like slaves.
That doesn't mean the CG looked bad in Infinity War.
Oh, it didn't.
Anyway, that's off topic. So they find out about yeah, exactly. They find out
chaos theory.
They find out there's a T-Rex there, and they're working on like attraction. So there's like this one ride where they take them through how the dinosaurs were made.
It's actually really funny that they pretty much how I figured out what John Hammond's pretty much being portrayed as this grandfatherly Walt Disney type.
Pretty much. Like
and
they
it's making
explain
glad
that
Walt Disney didn't become obsessed with dinosaurs.
they explained that the reason they were able to do it is that they found fossilized mosquitoes with dinosaur blood in it. But they only had 98% of the DNA code, so they used the 2% of DNA from frogs to fill in the gap.
On this ride, that they're on, and it's like the movie thing. If this is an ongoing like attraction for the park, wouldn't that mean that John would have to be there for every time it starts over?
Yes.
John, that hurt.
Yes, he would have to be. He would
And
have
that
to.
scene wouldn't work if John wasn't there.
They would have to get us. They would have to get a body double.
Yeah.
But so they get off the ride and they go into the laboratory where you find out that all the dinosaurs bred in Jurassic Park are female.
And this is where Jeff Goldblum loses it. This is where he's like, okay, no, this place is awful.
Life finds a way.
Yeah.
No, because they deny the dinosaur sex. Jeff Goldblum was like, no, shut this down. Shut this all down.
But Dr. Alan Grant starts to panic a little bit when he realized that they bred velociraptors. No. Because he made a point at the beginning of the movie to say that if raptors were alive, they're really smart. So they might actually be the dominant species instead of humans, because they learn.
The point is, you are alive when they start to eat you.
So, Doctor...
Isn't the geneticist they're talking to like the voice of someone?
Yeah, he's from Mulan.
Yeah, he's Shang in Mulan.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I like Shang.
Anyway.
House.
So they're sitting at a dinner table, like they had a nice meal, and Dr. Hammond goes around and wants everyone's opinion, and they all tell him, "Yo, this is wrong.
Like you cannot be doing this.
This is problematic.
Like dinosaurs have been dead for millions of years. They're all of a sudden back in an environment they don't understand.
This can only end in tears."
Mm-hmm. So then we're introduced
in tears.
They're introduced to the two grandchildren, Timmy and what's the
Lex.
Thank you. Their roles are actually reversed from the book. In the book, the boy was the tech kid, not the girl.
I have two things to say about these kids.
Okay.
So I understand that Hammond is the owner, but why the hell are you bringing your grandchildren to an unfinished amusement park that has flesh-eating dinosaurs?
Because Timmy wanted to meet Alan Grant.
Well, also they're pretty much the target audience he's looking for. So
yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is where my notes. So this is where we really get introduced to the fact that Grant doesn't really like kids.
He's not a kid guy.
So the kid, like Timmy, just won't stop following him.
Well, so eventually, that first shot of Timmy, he's just staring at him, and so did Lex. And I put this in my notes. I was like, these kids are fucking weird.
Okay, well, Grant is Tim's hero. I mean, let's be real here. Wouldn't you do the same thing?
Don't meet your heroes.
Yeah.
So they start because they're trying to go on a tour to see the dinosaurs.
None of the dinosaurs show up.
They're
all prima donnas.
During all of this, there's a scientist, Dennis Nedry, who has been working behind the scenes as working for another guy named Dodson to steal Hammond's.
We got Dodson
because he feels Hammond's cheating him. So he's also
Wayne Knight.
It's fucking Newman from Seinfeld. But Jerry.
Hello, Newman.
So Newman shuts down power to the park because he's got to get out of there and book it to a boat.
Well, he's got to get back to the mainland to finish his 5-course meal he was having in the beginning.
Yeah, so he steals a bunch of dinosaur embryos and drives away, but it's raining and he crashes and he gets killed by a Dilophosaurus.
Okay, I also have something about the Dilophosaurus. So,
yes,
obviously it spits in his face and in his eyes and stuff, and he's on the ground. But how did the dinosaur get in the car, and how did he get there so fast?
The dinosaur's agile, and he left the door open. So.
Yeah.
But he's on the other side. Was the other car door? The other car door wasn't open.
He probably just positioned himself to the other side.
Yeah, honestly.
Okay.
But
the dinosaur can hop and get up there.
Yeah.
And then it attacks him and rips him apart, basically.
I just want to point out, growing up, I don't know why, but just Wayne Knight looked and his character is always not by the computer. I always thought it almost reminded me of Uncle Pete. I'm like, never bring our uncle to a dinosaur park. Keep him away.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
You'll never. You can't unsee it now, right?
Uncle Pete, if you're watching this, I'm sorry your nephew's a jackass.
Also when
if he watches,
Hammond,
I'm still getting hell.
When Hammond, I'm just gonna call him Samuel L. Jackson because that's who he is, and that's who he plays in every movie he's in.
You know what's funny? Every time it's just always. I never expect to see Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, honestly,
he's not doing his normal. He's never doing his Samuel L. Jackson stick.
No, but so I'm just gonna call him Samuel L. Jackson because that's who he plays in every movie that he's in. Love you, Samuel L. Jackson. But so when Hammond, Samuel L. Jackson, and the hunter, the Australian hunter, are in the control room, the hunter makes a point. He's like, "Oh, they're at the T-Rex paddock. There is not enough protection there to combat a T-Rex.
It's just a dog. It's just like a regular wired fence.
Like this.
The thing is, it's electrified, so I think that's what was keeping them at bay because they don't know what electricity is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's obviously not strong electricity since later in the film Timmy lives through getting shocked.
Oh God, Timmy.
We'll get back to that. So with the power out, we're cutting back to the main group, and there's a little goat there.
Goat.
The T-Rex eats the goat. And
where's the goat?
You see the T-Rex there, and with there is no power, the T-Rex breaks loose.
There's sorry, but they're feeding these dinosaurs live animals. There is no way this park would get off the ground. This park would be covered in red flags from animal rights groups and whatnot. PETA and all. There's no way. You don't see a zoo giving the lion live bait.
And honestly, one goat is not going to be enough to satisfy a fucking T-Rex.
There's no way.
So the lawyer goes to take a shit.
No, I don't think he's actually going to the bathroom. He's just freaking out.
No, he's running. Yeah, so he's running away.
And the T-Rex just kills him. This guy's dead.
Well, so Lex and Tim are in the car, and Lex starts freaking out because she's like, "He left us! He left us!"
Oh, this scene is so infuriating. These kids are so fucking dumb.
Well, what are you gonna do when a T-Rex is coming after you?
Oh,
not shine a fucking flashlight in its eye.
You would think Tim would just say, like, "Hey, cut that off! This thing's eyesight is from vision and sound."
The power was out. He couldn't talk to them.
Yeah, exactly.
No, Tim's a fanboy of Grant, so he should have this knowledge.
Right.
I
was thinking the same thing.
The problem with that is, when you're in a situation like that where a giant monster is going to eat you, you don't think rationally.
That's true.
That'd be like if you're about to get mauled by a bear. What are you gonna think? You don't know. You think I'm about to die. What do I do? You don't think
rationally. The pit. Barney the dinosaur is pissed.
So, Ian Malcolm's able to get the T-Rex off their tracks.
Well, no, not necessarily, because Grant actually throws the flare, and the T-Rex was out to follow it, and then Malcolm gets out of the car, and it starts taking Malcolm.
I could not let Grant have
the T-Rex. I think the T-Rex knocked the car away with his tail or something like that. Push the car and then
push the car.
Yeah, T-Rex does push the car with Timmy.
And it flips the kids. It flips the kids.
Yeah. So Alan goes to save the kids because he's not a jerk. And Lex is like, the other guy left me, and Alan's like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, for someone who hates kids, he has instant parent instinct.
Right. But that's after the T-Rex pushes.
The T-Rex is already gone.
This is something that's bugged me. So Tim ends up in a tree. So the T-Rex clearly pushed them in its preserve, right? The car in the preserve, right?
I don't think so.
Well, how did Tim's car get stuck in the tree?
I don't know where he pushed him. I don't think it was.
The T-Rex pushed the car off of the ledge and then it landed in the tree.
Yeah, it's in its preserve because later Ellie looks into it and says, the other car!
Yes, it's like, how do you miss that?
Well, how high up is this preserve? Like, it's a pretty steep drop.
Well, I think they gotta keep the T-Rex away from the other dinosaurs because he'll just kill everybody.
Yeah. Also, I want to say...
But I mean, in the scene, the T-Rex just clearly just walks through like it's ground level. Yeah. But no, past that little gate, it's like a steep drop.
Yeah. I also just want to say, I don't know why, but every time I see Malcolm running away from the T-Rex with a flare, his run to me is just so funny. I don't know why, but I crack up every time.
Yeah, so after all that, after Alan saves the two kids, they fall asleep in a tree, and there's a Brachiosaurus there saying hi.
Oh, there's a couple of them.
Wait. When Tim is in the car before it falls from the tree, and Alan is up there trying to get him out, he says to Alan, I threw up.
Hold on a second. They climb up in a tree, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I'm trying to... What is the layout of this park? Because they clearly went through the T-Rex cage, whatever, his little area. So how the hell did they get to a bunch of brachiosaurs? Are the
that might have
connected?
It might not be the T-Rex. It might not be the T-Rex preserve he knocked him into.
Right. So it might have just been a smaller area of the T-Rex paddock that they were at.
Because they would have to keep the T-Rex separate because the T-Rex would have killed everybody else.
He would have killed.
Did they cross another gate to get to this part?
Well, if they did, they didn't show it.
Because they get out the tree and then they
I'm sorry, just like the layout of this park makes no damn sense.
They find eggs.
This bothers me. This fucking bothers me. Because how?
No.
Go ahead.
Because there are frogs that can change their sex in a single-sex environment.
Yes, I understand that.
Go ahead.
How is it that only Grant was able to put the pieces together that they're sex-changing frogs, but this team of fucking geneticists, when they combined the DNA with the frogs, didn't think for a second, oh, maybe these are the frogs that can change their gender DNA.
Because Grant's just better than everyone.
Yeah, I honestly thought that too, Annalise. Like, wait a minute.
Nobody else thought about this.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm jumping back to that T-Rex scene with his whole preserve. I'm just watching the scene on my TV right now. That T-Rex is the levels are right. Like, that is ground level, that preserve entrance where he steps out of it. So, I love this movie, but that always bugs the hell out of me.
I think you're thinking about it too much.
Yeah, you might just be overthinking a little bit.
Geography of Jurassic Park doesn't make any sense.
There are dinosaurs! None of this movie makes sense!
They belong! But fuck the scrap!
Why don't they hop?
Oh, God. Annalise, take over the plot for a minute. I'm just describing everything.
Where are we? Okay, so they're in the field, and it's Grant, Lex, and Tim. And at this point, Sattler...
It's the other scene where the CGI doesn't look the best.
Yeah, but Sattler is with Hammond, and Malcolm got injured, so he's also with them. So that the whole group is just separated. So at this point, Grant, Lex, and Tim are in the field, and they're running from a herd of, I don't remember what dinosaurs they are, but they're running away from the herd.
Gallimimus, I think. Gallimimus.
Was it Parasaurs?
No, I think
I don't know.
Timmy goes like Gala minus or something like that.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah, because Tim is trying to figure it out. But they get away from the herd and they're behind this like fallen log, and then the T-Rex comes back out, and they're all like, "Oh shit!"
Oh god!
Oh boy, and he's just killing people.
Yeah,
I'm on the
killing
Wikipedia page and I'm looking at the cast. Oh boy, the guy who played Dodson.
Dodson. You got Dodson.
Didn't he die? Oh, Dodson.
No,
I thought you were
actor
talking about the other guy.
Dodson got arrested because he sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl.
Oh my god!
I love America.
Dodson, we got Dodson here.
Yeah.
See, nobody cares, and you never see that fucking character again.
You never see him again.
Well, I mean, the man had things to do, clearly.
Like, you never see him in the... It's funny, in the book, Dodson's the main villain of the sequel.
Oh, okay.
No, it's him and, like, nephew or something like that in the sequel.
Oh, interesting.
Anyway, we got off track.
Yeah, anyway, so...
I just saw that and I had to share it.
That's okay. So we go back to Hammond, Sattler, and Malcolm, and they're... So when Malcolm was being chased by the T-Rex, he got flung like a pincushion doll, and he gets knocked unconscious, and his leg, it's his leg that's injured, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So Hammond is trying to help him and get him all better so he doesn't die. And then, so the power is still out at this point. So the Hunter and Sattler go off to try and get the power of the entire park back on, but that's however many miles away. So they have to take one of the Jeeps. And Samuel L. Jackson goes first. The Hunter,
Oh boy.
Yeah. The Hunter gets attacked by raptors, which is fucking stupid.
I'm sorry, but why would Sam go alone when dinosaurs on the loose? Why wouldn't you all just like squad up with guns?
Because he's Sam Jackson, bro. He's Mace Windu.
They sent their only other technician, the last one, alone.
This was karma for not giving Anakin the rank of master.
He should have brought John Travolta with the guns, and they would have just won.
Oh God, right? They ate me.
Say dinosaur again, motherfucker.
They ate me.
God!
A fucking shark ate me.
Oh my God! Anyway,
and I am delicious.
So the Hunter gets eaten by raptors, which I think is very stupid.
Clever girl.
Clever girl, yep.
That's actually off track for a minute. That clever girl line is actually one of the achievements you can unlock in Dead Space 2.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What does Jurassic Park have anything to do with Dead Space?
The clever girl.
The stalkers act a lot like velociraptors.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so Samuel L. Jackson went first, but Sattler is now in the I guess it's just a control building.
Why would you have that in their main building?
Right. You would think.
Anthony, because
sake of the drama.
You're in a park with dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Nobody thought
Why would you have that a block away?
Because nobody thought this through.
Baird, no expense. This whole park is run by one fat dude.
Yes.
Baird, no expense.
That's right.
Yeah, definitely. So Sattler is following the instructions of Hammond and Malcolm as she's trying to get down to the breakers to turn all the power back on. And at this point, Grant, Lex, and Tim are climbing over the electric fence to try to meet back up with everybody. So Grant and Lex get down, but Tim for some reason gets too scared. You would think after climbing down a tree with a car that's about to kill you, he would be a little more efficient, but no.
You're funny.
Yeah.
He faced down a T-Rex, but this is too much.
Right.
Listen. Don't worry about the irrational thoughts in little Timmy's head, okay? He's had a traumatizing day.
Little Tim. These kids these poor kids are so traumatized.
Actually, they're fine in the sequel.
Yeah.
The sequel is just bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as Tim is still on the electric fence, don't whiz on the electric fence. Ellie is turning the power back on to the park, and it goes back and forth from Tim on the fence to Ellie pressing the buttons. And you can all see where this is going. Tim gets electrocuted and falls off the electric fence.
Well, on the bright side, because of that, he has an impeccable skill as a bass player because of this. So
Disco Deaky. So then Grant has to resuscitate him. And this poor kid, I'm surprised he didn't break his ribs because Timmy is a little frail boy.
And he is going hard.
Yeah, he is pounding that chest.
That kid's ribs are jello.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So once that happens, they cut back to Sattler. She's still in the control room, and she backs. There's raptors in the control room. I don't know how they got there.
They can open doors.
Oh, that's right.
Because they're smart.
I forgot about that.
They learn.
They remember.
They remember. But she backs. So she's getting chased by a raptor, and she backs into one of the. It looks like a fence, but it's like part of the wall. And Samuel L. Jackson's hand falls on her shoulder, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, Doctor, whatever your name is." Or
Mr. Arnold.
Mr. Arnold, that's what it is. She goes, "Oh, Mr. Arnold." And his whole fucking arm comes out. Mr. Arnold is dead.
He got eaten. They ate him.
They ate him.
Why they leave his arm?
I don't know.
To be dicks.
But Ellie escapes, and she's running through the field just to get out of there. The hunter's dead at this point. She doesn't have the keys to get back to the Jeep. But she comes across Grant, Lex, and Tim. Or was it just Grant?
Just Grant.
It was just
Lex
Grant. I don't know.
Back at the main place.
Yeah, and they have a great embrace, and she's like, "Oh my god!"
Okay.
The arms, and then.
Yep.
Well, that happened.
Yeah. This is where the kids are in the dining hall, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure because I wasn't sure if I was missing anything. So for some reason, I love this part of that scene. They're just in the dining hall. They're eating, and they're eating Jello and ice cream, whatever they can find. And then they're just chowing down. And then Lex is holding a spoonful of Jello, and her eyes are wide as hell. And she's looking behind Tim, and her Jello just starts shaking. And Tim's like, "What? What the fuck is going on?"
Oh, that Jello just makes me sick.
And there are velociraptors in the dining hall, and you can see the silhouette behind the curtain of the velociraptor. And I don't know why, I fucking love that scene. That's such a cool scene to me, because you can feel the tension. These kids are like, "What the hell are we going to do?" So they run.
Die today.
We're about to die.
Well, honestly, as it plays out, these raptors are not very smart.
So the two kids run into the kitchen, and this is all like metal. This is an industrial kitchen, and they're hiding. And somehow the fucking velociraptor opens the door.
It learned. They remember.
So this whole kind of chase tension ensues with the kids and the velociraptor. And I don't know what Lex goes into, but she's in this thing where she has to pull down the door, and she can't get it. I remember when I was a little kid watching this, I was like, oh my god, she's gonna get fucking eaten. Oh my god. And I was like freaking out. And then the raptor comes running and hits head on the fucking steel cabinet.
Oh, good. I remember. Yeah, that was That was
These
something.
raptors aren't that smart.
They are not smart because what should have been an easy dinner for them, these kids somehow escaped the raptors from the kitchen. Anthony, take over the plot because I'm not 100% what's after that.
Well, pretty much Grant and Sadler are back with Hammond and Jeff Goldblum, so they can get a gun and like, okay, let's go get these kids. So pretty much, yeah, they just Grant and Sadler show up, and now all four of them are being chased by the raptors, but they make it back into the computer room, and they try to lock the doors, but apparently the locks are electronic.
But
Why?
that's why are they electric? But in the control room, it's just Ellie, Lex, Tim, and Grant.
Yep. And like, we can't get the systems back up. The little
Oh,
says, I can do this. I'm a hacker.
I'm a hacker.
She's a hacker, don't you know? Apparently Samuel Jackson couldn't figure out how to get fixed
Through the
White Knight in, but
firewalls
this
and
little
stuff.
girl can.
Yeah, explain that one to me.
At no expense.
Because that's chaos theory.
That's chaos theory.
At no expense.
So,
And she gets it all back online.
of course.
And this is another.
Good.
This is another thing where it confused me as a kid, because you see Hammond's now on the phone with them because everything's back online.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking
And
about.
you just hear in the background them all freaking out, and Hammond just screams out something like, is he saying no or Grant?
He's screaming that he spared no expense.
Well, because you just hear through the phone, Grant is shooting, misses all the shots, mind you.
I always thought he said don't.
Yeah, same.
So,
Like, is he telling you don't shoot the dinosaurs?
right, it's like, what is he saying? I don't know what he's saying.
I think he's saying Grant because he's wondering what's going on, and he's freaking out that his grandkids might be getting eaten.
That's most likely. I
want to believe that.
Yeah, I say that.
It wouldn't make any sense at this point, especially how they portrayed Hammond. They pretty much portrayed Hammond.
If he's saying don't.
Yeah. But again, Grant misses every shot.
Well, it's a good thing the T-Rex showed up to save them then, isn't it?
Like, they're literally close. Like, he is by the door, and the raptors are behind the door. How does he miss? They're literally in front of him.
But it's okay.
Oh, go ahead.
It's okay, because the Velociraptors are, in fact, defeated by the T-Rex.
The T-Rex just decides I'm a good guy now.
And she kills them all and has like the coolest pose ever, and it's just like,
yeah. Oh, a question that I have is, if these are metal doors, are they saying that Velociraptors are heavier than metal doors?
They're strong enough to break down metal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they're on their way out. They get in the car. And Grant looks at him and he's like, I officially don't endorse the park. And Grant, no, they get in the car and drive to the helicopter.
Yeah, Ham just pulls up like a boss, and that's when Greg's like, I've decided not to endorse your park.
Neither do I. And they drive away, get on the helicopter, and that's the movie.
Yeah.
Grant actually learns to like kids, and Sadler gives him this look like, let's break up.
Well, they're not together in the next movie that we see them.
This whole thing, this whole plot line means nothing in the grand scheme of the movie.
And that, my friends, is my favorite movie of all time.
Spared no expense.
As much as we're joking about it, it's a fantastic watch.
It's a lovely movie.
It's one of those movies I could just. It's like The Lion King for me. I can just sit down and watch it, and I'll be hooked every time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like if you haven't watched Jurassic Park by now, I'm baffled.
There's something wrong with you.
Honestly, like it's a lot of people. I know I'm not one. A lot of people consider this one of the greatest movies of all. And it really is. Like, it changed the cinema industry in a lot of ways, and we have a friend who the second movie was shot in 3D. But that's regardless. This movie, the theme song alone is
Oh, it's so good.
It's one of the Star Wars is obviously the most iconic, but
This is a close. This makes the top 5 of the
easily
iconic soundtracks.
Easily, like you hear it and you're immediately like, "Yep, welcome to Jurassic Park." It just
I say you know exactly what it is. Like there's no mistaking it.
It's I could listen to this soundtrack all day, but there are a couple of moments where the CG doesn't hold up the best. I mean, the movie came out 30 years ago.
Yeah, and I mean it's only it is what it is. It was a product of the time, but to see that it still holds up in 2022, that's amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, this is the only movie in this entire franchise that's honestly worth watching.
I say I really I haven't watched The Lost World. I haven't watched Jurassic Park 3. I've seen a scene or two from Jurassic World, and I haven't seen the newest one. I think what is it, Dominion?
Yeah, that's the latest one.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I didn't see the one before it, and like I said, I've only seen a scene from Jurassic. So, if that tells you anything.
As much as I love this movie, I can't say I'm a Jurassic Park franchise fan because this is the only movie in the series I actually enjoy.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy it quite a bit.
Quite a bit. Just
quite a bit.
Only a
Spare
little
no
bit.
expense.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This is one of the only reasons I'd ever consider wearing a cowboy hat is to cosplay as Alan Grant.
Listen, this is what I'm going to say to the franchise. Before you even knew what you had, you patented it and packaged it. You slapped out a plastic lunchbox, and now you're selling it. You're selling it.
That was great. Oh my god! Wow.
That's chaos theory.
That's
chaos theory.
Oh man, that's what the sequel is. Basically, just chaos theory.
That's all the sequels, just chaos theory.
Oh, that's why Ian Malcolm's the main character of the sequel. It all makes sense now.
Oh my god!
It's chaos theory.
The entire second movie, Lost World, is chaos theory.
I would love.
Did you read Ian Malcolm's book? Yeah, but it was all just chaos. Everything's chaos.
I would love to be a future ex-Mrs. Malcolm.
Oh, jeez.
Oh God, no.
But yeah, no, I love this movie, and no other movie except for maybe The Lion King brings me to that space where I could just sit down and be. Well, maybe Empire Strikes. Yeah, that and maybe Empire Strikes Back is. I could just be invested, and no matter how many times I watch it, I'm just locked in, and I'm there.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the time I could put on movies for background noise to have. Not really this one. This one I actually enjoy watching. I want to watch it. There are some points of the movie where I could have it as background noise because obviously with every movie there are some parts that can be slow. But for the most part with Jurassic Park, I'm watching it all the way through.
Well, there are some characters in this movie that are just better than others. Like, the main three overshadow basically everybody else except maybe Dennis Nedry. Because as much as I love Sam Jackson, he's barely a factor in this.
I say he's barely in it.
The kids are actually especially Timmy, are kind of annoying.
Lex's screams are annoying.
John Hammond.
I don't mind the kids.
John Hammond drives the plot, but he's also not really the focus Alan Grant is. So
right.
But I have a little gripes here and there because no movie's perfect, but I can still say without a shadow of a doubt, this is my favorite movie of all time. And if you haven't seen it, go watch it. I don't care what you're doing right now. You could be having sex with your wife. pull out
Oh
and go
my-
watch Jurassic Park.
Jesus.
Come on.
You could be your wife could be giving birth to your firstborn child. Abandon it. Go watch Jurassic Park.
Oh my god.
You'll understand.
The other two hosts of this
Jesus.
show do not endorse this idea.
Yeah.
All right.
He doesn't
What?
speak
Oh,
for all of us.
those are my final thoughts. Anthony, what are your final thoughts? Park.
It's all chaos. Everything's chaos.
This isn't. No, we're not talking about Lost World, Anthony.
This is all chaos theory. Now my co-hosts have left the vehicle, and now I'm talking to myself. That's chaos theory.
Okay, Annalise, what are your final thoughts?
There's not much to say. Honestly,
I
after
do
what- Go
have
ahead.
legit final thoughts. Someone should seriously make this into a theme park ride. Perhaps make it a
Universal.
water ride where
Oh.
you go where you just see all the dinosaurs.
I
and
hate you so.
something goes wrong.
I hate you so much.
That fucking
Something
dino.
goes wrong, and then you go up a hill, and the T-Rex comes, and you fall down the hill, kind of like Splash Mountain, but scarier.
That
And then you
fucking
should just
T-Rex.
bulldoze over all of it to make way for these inferior movies. That's what I think.
That
Okay, Anna-
fucking T-Rex at the hill of the Universal ride is fucking scary.
Well, he's not there anymore. It's the Indominus Rex now.
No, he's still there. It's
Oh.
just the Indominus Rex Blue and him.
I hate.
Or should we say her?
Yeah, they are all. Female.
They're all female.
Okay, Annalise, your final thoughts. Where Anthony goes on another tangent.
There's not much to say really besides from what we've said. I mean, it's a great movie. It still holds up. And I don't know, it's a great feel good movie for me. Like, this is a movie from my childhood. I always love watching it.
All right, so next time we come together, we will be talking about Anthony's favorite movie of all time, which he hasn't disclosed to us what it is yet, so that'll be interesting.
I mean, I
Yeah.
can disclose it now.
Disclose it now.
Well, since my favorite movie changes every goddamn week or every month, I decided just to go with one of my favorites that
I'm
I
scared.
enjoy to watch.
Okay.
Next week, we will be watching Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, lovely.
Okay. Fuck, I wasn't ready for that. All right.
I was scared. I wasn't sure what he was gonna say.
I
I
was really
decided
thinking.
not to go with a bad film this week. Just, I feel like the intro week should be good films.
I really thought he was going to do like 2 or something.
With what? Wait, what did you thought I was gonna do?
Grease 2.
No, I'm saving that.
We're
Oh,
saving
jeez.
that.
Oh,
We're saving
jeez.
that.
All right. Well, next week when we come back together, we will be talking about Pirates of the Caribbean: Curse of the Black Pearl. So stick around for that. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.